It's really bad.
You want a chair? As we get out of here, go home and sit down.
Not every patient on my 600-pound life is ready to change, and some push Dr. Now to his absolute limit. From constant excuses and missed appointments to full-blown confrontations, these are the most difficult cases the show has ever seen. These are the moments that tested everyone's patience and nearly derailed the road to recovery. We're kicking things off with Gino and his cousin Nico, both of whom are struggling with serious weight issues. Gino doesn't even know what he currently weighs, but he wakes up every day feeling like he went to bed carrying the weight of the world. He knows his body is breaking down, but he's completely lost on how to fix it. Can Dr. Now help him turn things around? Let's find out. This is how his story begins.
What hurts on my body the most is probably my back, knees, and feet. My back is the worst. Honestly, the most difficult is probably taking a shower. The stairs.
It's clear that Gino's size has reached a critical point. He even admits that the hardest part of his day is taking a shower. You can see the discomfort all over his face. This isn't just about weight, it's about how much everyday life has become a struggle for him.
Just feel just happier. I just want to be full. And tell my mom that I make the best eggs in the house. She's a good cook, but she's not me. I did go to culinary school, so I do. Of course, still treats me like a little kid.
I'm not the only one who noticed how many eggs Gino cracked for breakfast, right? That's enough food to feed a whole group. It's hard to believe he's serious about making a change when his portions are still that large. He can barely stand for 20 minutes without breaking into a sweat or feeling like he's about to pass out.
Obesity does run in the family because I was heavy, my mother was heavy, my grandfather, and so was his father. So he was getting it no matter what.
I'm grateful for her.
Now, we're starting to understand how things got to this point. Gino's mom admits that she's always let him eat whatever he wanted, with no real limits. She even says that obesity runs in their family, so she's not surprised by how big he's become. It's clear that food has always been treated as comfort and not something to manage carefully.
But the cousin I've always been closest with my whole life has been Nico.
Growing up, me and Gino, everyone always thought we were twins. We look a lot alike, and we've always been hefty. We always been by each other's sides. Like, he's my best friend. I love him. He's always been my best friend. He's my wingman.
That's an enormous amount of food on his plate. And yes, he actually plans to eat all of it. It's shocking, honestly. You can't help but wonder how different things might have been if someone like Dr. Now had been in his life earlier. There's no way he would have been allowed to get to this point under Doc's watchful eye.
On food, it became something I needed in order to feel better. And by the time I was in the 4th grade, I was already 200 pounds. After I got divorced, Mom ended up getting full custody of me and my sister.
You can't help but feel for Gino here. Imagine not being able to fit into a standard desk like everyone else. That's the kind of moment that stays with you forever. He says he weighed 200 pounds back in high school. And honestly, that kind of weight at such a young age is a sign that things were spiraling way earlier than anyone realized.
I started gaining a lot of weight around that time. A couple different jobs and but I wasn't able to keep anything for very long. More the kitchen couldn't hold me, and I just kept getting bigger.
Did he really just say there's no MRI machine big enough for him? That's a serious red flag. To make things worse, he has a knee issue, but he keeps eating as if nothing's wrong. If Gino wants a future, he needs to get serious and fast. Seeing Dr. Now might be the only way to save his life.
In my family, we never ran out.
Here's cereal, your kind that you like. Eat the whole box I got you the other day. Oh, look at this strawberry fluff.
I actually want this.
I actually want.
These were the chips we going on in my family.
This part is frustrating. It's hard not to feel like Gino's mom has enabled his lifestyle. She never tells him no. Whenever he asks for food, she gets it for him. You'd hope she'd see how dangerous this is by now. Sometimes love means making hard decisions, even if it means saying no.
Nice, you didn't break the car or the curb, nice.
The bigger you are.
To get to Dr. Now on time, I have to do at least 8 hours a day. That's a lot, but I'm hoping that once I rest,
It's no surprise that the road trip to Houston wasn't easy. A few hours in, Gino already needed to stop. His back was in so much pain, he thought it might snap in two. You just hope he can make it to Dr. Now's office. It's his only real shot at turning things around.
I'm really excited.
Go, Juice.
I'm really excited.
Oh, I'm
nervous. Look how old you guys are nervous.
Is it available? There's one here and one there. Oh, no.
6 days. That's how long it took them to finally reach Houston. 6 exhausting, painful days that pushed Gino to his limit. His body is breaking down, and it shows. Hopefully, this grueling trip will be worth it.
Now you can step up.
I'm a little nervous because it's been a long time since I went and weighed myself. A huge increase in my weight. I think it's over 600.
Your weight is 684. Go to room 5 now.
Oof, that number hits hard. Almost 700 pounds. Gino finally steps on the scale, and the result is a tough pill to swallow. You can see the worry in his face. At that weight, the road to recovery looks like a mountain, but every journey starts somewhere.
We all gotta make the changes, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. And you, the cousin, don't think how often you all eat together with each other. How often?
A lot. Every day. Deep.
Dr. Now lays it out clearly. Both Gino and Nico need to lose at least 60 pounds before they can even be considered for surgery. It's actually great that Dr. Now included Nico too. If they both commit, they could be each other's biggest motivators.
There is cheese in here, but cheese for you.
It's fine. Just give me a couple pieces.
But you can't use that cheese. It's not the low
I
fat.
wouldn't go over calorie if I use a slice. This isn't Russia.
But things aren't going smoothly. Gino's mom is getting frustrated. Every time she tries to help him stick to Dr. Now's diet plan, he pushes back. It's like he's not fully ready to give up the habits that got him here in the first place.
See how strong the bench is. Hope it's strong enough. Oh, yeah. I was holding those bolts pretty nice. Nice.
This thing's very... Just think, you were breathing harder in the bathroom a couple weeks ago.
On the brighter side, Nico is stepping up. He's helping Gino stay focused, and from what he can see, Gino's beginning to lose weight. It's good to see them working together and taking their health seriously.
You want to step up on the scale? Your weight is 629.
Yeah, baby.
Can step down?
Yeah.
Even though Gino missed his target by just 5 pounds, that's still real progress. He's proving that he's taking things seriously. The big question now is, will Dr. Now see that and give him a chance?
First, our focus is on Houston. We're gonna do what we can to stay on track and find a spot to live. We've been looking for a place, but it's taking a little while to go in and try to buy a house in Houston.
Who would have guessed? Gino and Nico actually get out and play some volleyball. Seeing them move around, sweating and laughing is both surprising and uplifting. It's the kind of moment that makes you hope this really is the start of a new chapter.
Getting healthier, adding more years to your life, and it's not like I'm going anywhere. I've been together like friends for 6 years. I trust in the love that we have. This is gonna break us, make us stronger.
Now this is touching. Gino opens up to his girlfriend about moving closer to Dr. Now, worried it might put a strain on their relationship, but she's nothing but supportive. She tells him that his health comes first and everything else will work itself out. That's love.
Hi, Gina.
Hey, Doc.
How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Well, and look like you lost your weight. Ready for your surgery.
I'm ready.
You ready? All right, super. All right, we get started in a few minutes.
All right, Doc, thank you.
All right.
The moment finally comes. Gino hits his goal and gets cleared for surgery. Unfortunately, Nico doesn't meet the target and has to keep working at it. Still, there's hope. Dr. Now warns that Gino's procedure is high risk since he's still over 500 pounds, but it's a step in the right direction.
We successfully completed a gastric sleeve on Nico. Now he and Gino have an important tool that will help him stay on track. Over the next month, Nico will act like Gino.
This is Isaac's story. From the moment he wakes up, food is the first thing on his mind. At just 23 years old, he doesn't even know how much he weighs anymore. His mornings are a daily struggle. Something as simple as getting dressed feels like a monumental task. Thankfully, he lives with his family, and their support helps him navigate the physical challenges. This is where Isaac's journey begins.
Can you lift up a little bit for me?
Yeah, and I'm embarrassed about that because I moved back home to take care of my mom. She has cancer, and she struggles with her size too, so I'm supposed to be helping her, but I'm the one who needs the help now.
This part really tugs at the heart. Isaac wants to be the one taking care of his mom. She's battling cancer, but instead, he's the one who needs constant care. That's a tough pill to swallow. He feels like a burden, and his frustration grows as walking and breathing become more difficult with each passing day.
Feeding others, y'all got here just in time, and watching them enjoy the food. So I do feel like I have a special connection with food, but I do like eating too. Good morning, Angel. How many eggs do you want?
Food has become Isaac's safe place. It's his comfort, his joy, and a big part of his identity. The silver lining? He's actually a talented cook. His family enjoys every meal he makes, and seeing them smile when they eat brings him genuine happiness. For him, cooking is more than just preparing food. It's how he connects with the people he loves.
Get him to eat, and this caused him to be very underweight as a child. So we did worry about his weight because he was so small and so tiny. But when we were finally able to get him to eat,
we get a glimpse into where it all began. As a child, Isaac was extremely underweight due to a serious illness. His family feared for his life, so when he finally recovered, they made sure he was always well-fed, scared that the sickness might return. What started as love and protection eventually grew into a deep emotional connection with food, a bond that's stuck with him ever since.
I had to cook and clean and give homeschool to myself and my siblings because there was nobody else to do it. My mom couldn't even physically take care of herself at that point. And my dad worked all day.
Life forced Isaac to grow up fast. At just 10 years old, his mom had a stroke, and suddenly he was the one looking after his siblings. On top of that, he lost his grandmother, who had been like a second mother to him. With all that grief, stress, and responsibility, he turned to cooking for comfort because it was the one thing he could control.
After that, I was just staying home and eating. So my weight climbed over 600 pounds quickly.
he started avoiding phone calls from his friends. He stopped responding on social media.
Isaac sacrificed a lot to be there for his family. When his mom's condition worsened and she was diagnosed with cancer, he moved back home for good. The stress and sadness pushed him into a deep depression. He shut everyone out, stopped talking to his friends, gave up on his dreams, and started eating just to numb the pain. Even now, he still struggles with feeling alone.
I've never done anything like this at my size, so I'm really nervous about it. It's like a 5-hour drive, so it's not going to be easy for me because I'm gonna go down there and then try to come straight back. So it's like 10 hours on the road.
But now, there's a glimmer of hope. Isaac has made the brave decision to head to Houston to meet with Dr. Now and begin his weight loss journey. What scares him most isn't the change, it's being away from his family. But his mother, despite her own battle, reminds him that he's not alone and encourages him to focus on healing. It's the first real step toward a better future.
I met Dr. Nels for the first time to see him about weight loss surgery, and I'm about to see where my weight's at and how much I have to lose, I guess. That's not good, but I'm ready to change that.
You really have to admire Isaac's mindset. Despite the fear and anxiety, he made the long trip to Houston to meet Dr. Now, and that was no easy task. When he finally stepped on the scale, the number read 661 pounds. It was a wake-up call. Isaac was shocked, maybe even scared. But the beautiful part? He remained hopeful. He truly believes he can turn things around. And that kind of optimism, that's exactly what this journey needs.
You know why? Because everybody goes back to the same old habit. And if you don't understand that, then there's no point of doing the surgery on you, because no matter what weight you lose in the short term, you're gonna be 600 pounds in 5 years.
But is Isaac truly ready to change his life? That's the question on everyone's mind, especially Dr. Now's. When Isaac mentioned that he does all the cooking at home, the doctor didn't hesitate to point out the obvious. Being surrounded by food every day is a major challenge. If he's serious about weight loss, that environment has to change. Dr. Now then, he gave Isaac has a big goal: lose 80 pounds in the next 2 months. He's officially part of the weight loss program, but now it's up to him to prove he's ready.
Shrimp and some zucchini, and then y'all can make y'all salad. So how does it look to you? It looks good.
It smells good. It smells really good.
Well, the whole meal is only like 300 calories.
Okay, Isaac. Moment of truth.
One thing's for sure, Isaac isn't in this alone. His family is stepping up, and that makes a huge difference. When Dr. Now gave him a new diet, Isaac brought it home and put the entire family on it. As the main cook in the house, he took charge and made it a group effort. And surprisingly, everyone's on board and enjoying the meals. It's a small but powerful step toward progress. A supportive environment can be the game changer he needs.
So that means your goal is to lose 100 pounds before you assume. So you think you can do that?
I'll try.
All right, we'll schedule your appointment for next month. Can I see you then? But go over the diet and see how you haven't made enough changes yet.
Dr. Now makes a solid point. If Isaac wants to be there for his mom, he has to take care of himself first. After missing a follow-up appointment, Isaac called to explain and reschedule. The doctor didn't scold him, but he was firm. Isaac needs to prioritize his health now more than ever. As a result, Dr. Now added 20 more pounds to Isaac's goal. Now he has to lose a total of 100 pounds before they move forward. The clock is ticking.
I made a lot of changes to my eating, and I know I've made progress. But my goal weight loss was a lot. I was 661 at my last weigh-in 4 months ago. And with the delays, my goal turned into having to lose 120 pounds.
Unfortunately, things haven't gone as planned. It's been over 3 months, and Isaac has only lost 40 pounds, far from his 100-pound goal. But when you consider his circumstances, caring for his sick mother and managing all the meals for the household, it's hard to place blame. He's juggling a lot. Still, this is a health emergency, and Dr. Now is not the kind to sugarcoat anything. The pressure is mounting.
So it's not very safe for you to have surgery. And if you keep all this strain on your body for much longer, it's just gonna be a matter of time before something happens that pushes your body over the edge. And it gives out, and that's it for you.
Surprisingly, though, Dr. Now approaches Isaac with compassion. He doesn't lash out. Instead, he explains the risks, how important it is to lose weight before surgery to avoid complications. Then, he gives Isaac one more shot, 2 more months, one more chance to hit his target. It's now or never. Will Isaac find the strength and discipline to push through? We're about to find out.
So what we also do is we'll go ahead and run the test we need to make sure you can handle surgery. And if you come back with that weight loss in 2 months, you'll be ready for weight loss surgery, and we'll move ahead with that.
This is Abby's story. He's been bedridden for over 7 years. Every single day, the one thing that keeps him going is his wife, Brenda. At 37 years old, Abby doesn't even know how much he weighs. What he does know is that he's scared. Scared that one day he might just not wake up. And that fear, that uncertainty, is what drives him to hope for better. This is how his journey begins.
My inspiration, my light at the end of this tunnel. When I wake up, the first thing I have to do is bathe. It's extremely painful. It's the worst part of my day.
Is it okay if I do your feet while you wash your head and face?
Just imagine what life feels like for him every single morning. It's no surprise that his wife is the only reason he has any motivation to face each day. But what's truly heartwarming is how deeply Brenda cares for him, standing by his side through everything, never wavering.
Scrambled eggs, bacon, sausage, and toast for breakfast.
All right.
Your breakfast and coffee.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Breakfast. It doesn't have to be huge. It just needs to be something that'll satisfy my urge right now.
Wait, did Abby really say that his eating habits were better when he was younger than they are now? That's shocking. It makes you wonder, what exactly happened to create such a strong bond with food so early on? My guess, something deeply traumatic.
My metabolism will kick in. No, it didn't. It just stopped and kept on gaining weight. When I graduated from high school, I went to school in Florida to become a sound engineer. And going there was life-changing.
Turns out it was exactly that. Abby grew up without much supervision, especially when it came to food. He ate whenever and whatever he wanted, and like many kids, he thought the weight would just disappear as he got older. But unfortunately, it didn't work out that way.
We went to the movies with my nieces and nephews, and they were like playing and being kids. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so ashamed. And she's like, don't worry, I love this. And she took control of the whole situation, and she had him eating off her head.
And then came the moment that changed everything. Abby had just bought an engagement ring to propose to his girlfriend, but on his way to her house, he got into a terrible accident, one that nearly took his life. Can you imagine the heartbreak for both of them?
They took me to an MRI machine and got the X-ray imaging they needed to find out what was going on. I had a problem with 3 discs. They were damaging the spinal cord. So immediately they took me to emergency surgery.
Then came the life-altering accident. Abby had just bought a ring to propose to his girlfriend, but on the way to her house, he was involved in a near-fatal crash. You can only imagine how devastating that must have been for both of them. The aftermath of that accident was brutal. His injuries were so severe that doctors told Brenda he might never walk again. That moment changed the direction of his entire life.
Shared by a lot of people in Puerto Rico, and we got referred to a foundation which was helping a lot of people after the hurricane. They took me out of Puerto Rico and brought me here.
Come on, let's be honest. That's actually very impressive. Abi doesn't let the fact that he is immobile stop him from working and making money for him and his wife. He has a remote job that allows him to work from the comfort of his bed. Now, I wish I had a job like that.
All I see is the wall in front of me, the walls right beside me,
Salsa con queso.
and my wife that comes in and out. My only look for the outside world is TV or phone.
Seems like they work hand in hand to get things done. Since Abi can't stand up from the bed, his wife has to do all of the shopping, and she prepares their meals. What's amazing is that they get to spend quality time even after having a stressful day. That's lovely, but he really needs to start worrying about his weight.
Trying and fix that, and it got fixed to a certain point, but since I've been in the bed so long, I've lost the strength in my leg.
That's not good. Abi finally reached out to Dr. Now, and it seems like he might have some serious problems. Apparently, Abi has been on the bed for so long that his feet can no longer be straight on the ground. He tells Dr. Now about his condition, and even the doc can't hide his worry.
I've been to the hospital. They know that I need physical therapy, but having a physical therapist come here, we haven't gotten that yet.
So you're in a bad place right now?
That does sound like a good plan. Since Abi can't walk on his feet, Dr. Now says he is going to send some physiotherapists to come help him and see if he can still use his legs to move around. Let's just hope the damage to his leg is not so severe.
Should feel like work. It means you're doing it right. Good. Yeah, it means you're doing it right. Ready? Come on. Go. Strong. Come on, bud. Good. I know the doctor was concerned to be able to wave off the possibility of the blood clots.
Surprisingly, that went pretty well. The physiotherapist the doc asked to come check on Abi showed up, and they did some routine exercises. His leg isn't entirely bad, and he is still able to move around. The only thing now is that Abi needs to put in the work so moving around would be possible and much easier.
I lost strength in them. That's why I really do need the physical therapy to get the strength back.
So what you need to do is you got all day to do your exercise on your leg.
For Dr. Now to come down to his house, you can tell he really cares about Abi and wants the best for him. But here's the thing. Due to the fact that Abi hasn't left his bed in 7 years, his sores are infected, and he needs to get the infection under control before it gets worse than it already is.
Oh, then you have a set place that you want to get to. But when it's just, yeah, we'll see how we do it for next time. That's not a goal. That's like nothing. So I feel like I'm doing the things and the effort.
Seems to me like Abi is at a crossroads with himself and his weight loss journey. He feels like the fact that he doesn't have a goal that relates to him losing weight is technically no goal. At this point, I think Abi might need therapy to stay on track with his weight loss journey.
On the bed.
Ow!
Keep pulling. All right, let's go.
Keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling.
Is he in the center?
Yeah, we're good. They're on there.
Yeah, okay. Awesome.
We can get this board out from under you, okay?
For a second there, I thought they were not going to be able to lift him out of the bed. More than 5 people trying to get him out of the bed is actually scary. Abi's condition is not getting better, and Dr. Now wants him to be close by so he can be properly monitored.
We need to do it to get everything straightened out for you, okay? So at this point, I think we got to do something to improve your condition. We got to make some changes, okay?
No problem.
Well, that's some good progress. Abi has been checked into the hospital, and so far it does seem like things might work out for the best. He feels way better than he did when he was home, and I can't lie, that's a pretty good sign.
It's something to do, so I don't mind it. But I'm hoping that at some point soon, Dr. Now is gonna take me to the next level, you know? And I need something more to make this go faster.
I couldn't agree more with Dr. Now. Abi has been able to lose up to 200 pounds of weight. Usually, Dr. Now would send him home to lose some more before coming back. But with his current state, Dr. Now feels it's time for him to get his weight loss surgery.
Hopefully, everything looks good, and we can move ahead with Abi's weight loss surgery soon. Once we do that and he recovers, we will work more closely with some specialists, especially an orthopedic surgeon.
You can tell that he couldn't wait to break the news to his wife. Dr. Now told him that he was approving him for weight loss surgery, and as you'd expect, the first person he called was his wife. He has come a long way. I'm pretty sure we are all proud of Abi.
Every surgery went very well. That was probably one of the most challenging weight loss surgery that we have done for a while with this condition because of his functional paraplegia and lower extremities.
Eat your snacks, because this is what it is. You know what this is right here? All these little things right here in this bag is considered death, Lindsay, and you're killing yourself with this bull.
Tara cannot even walk a few feet without feeling all the weight of her body pressing down on her knees like a death sentence. Every step feels like a punishment. She's exhausted, physically, emotionally, spiritually. She hates what her life has become, but she can't stop. And you have to ask, how did it get this bad? How does a person let it all spiral until they can barely move?
I mean, it's not a cheeseburger, but yeah, it is really good. This is so hard. If I'm gonna stick to the calorie limit I'm trying to stay at, then that's the last bit of food I can have today.
This is brutal to watch. Tara knows she's addicted to food. She says it like a confession, but it doesn't change a thing. Knowing you're in chains doesn't set you free. She's got a whole stash of snacks right by her bed, her little treasure chest of self-destruction. It's not just sad, it's scary, because she's not eating for hunger, she's eating for comfort, and the comfort is killing her.
He's never understood my struggle, and I don't think that's gonna change anytime soon. Paul, ready?
This looks nice.
You like it?
Are you freaking kidding me? The Italian stuff?
Her trauma didn't just hurt her, it rewired her. Food became the drug, the friend, the bandage. Now it's not just her body in crisis, it's her mind. This isn't about willpower anymore. This is about survival. Her mom is trying to hold everything together, but you can see the strain. You can hear it in her voice. This isn't one woman suffering. It's a whole household collapsing under the weight.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with it not being a crutch. And if you think about it, I consumed anywhere between 7,000 to...
But Tara isn't clueless. She knows the clock is ticking. Her knees are screaming. Her organs are drowning in fat. And her kids are watching their mother slowly fade away. That's why she's going to doctor. Now she knows what's at stake. The only question now is whether she's already too far gone for help. Dr. Now doesn't waste time.
Eating habit and you stick with the program, then I'll approve you for weight loss surgery.
Okay.
Okay? And the other thing you're gonna need to do, if we move ahead with you, is move down to Houston for at least a year.
One look at Tara and he gets it, but then he looks at the mom and everything makes sense. This woman has been enabling Tara's addiction like it's her job. Out of love? Out of guilt? Who knows? But Dr. Now isn't having it. He sits her down and you can feel the tension in the air. Because now it's not just Tara under the microscope, it's the whole family dynamic. The mission is clear.
Whenever you felt like it. So if you still feel like eating whatever, whenever, you're gonna be 600 pounds like you are.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is totally a...
Lose 20 pounds. That's it. 20 pounds to prove she still has fight left. 20 pounds to show she wants to be here in 5 years. But can she do it? Or is this just another empty promise to herself and her kids? We've seen people crumble at this stage. We've also seen miracles.
Hello.
Hello.
How y'all doing?
Good.
Hi, Lindsay. I'm Dr. Now.
Hi.
I'm glad you made it here. So tell me, where are you coming from?
We're coming from Iowa.
This is it. The turning point. Tara has one job now. Fight back. Kick the addiction. Get moving. And save her own life. But change is hard, especially when food has been your only constant. Can she really break the cycle? Or will she fall right back into it the moment the cravings hit? Against all odds, she puts in the work.
Still 6 hours away, but my appointment is in a little over 7 hours.
All right.
Here goes nothing.
Let's do it.
So we're not gonna have much time to stop.
Day after day, she forces her body to cooperate, and it pays off. She sheds enough weight to qualify for surgery. But just when you think things are turning around, reality hits. Dr. Now is worried. The surgery might not go well. That's how fragile her body is. Even success feels like a gamble now.
I would like a jumbo tenderloin with everything on it, onion rings, and then what do you want?
I will take a spicy chicken sandwich.
And then another curveball. Tara's C-section from years ago left scar tissue so bad that Dr. Now can't even do the bypass. That could have been the end of the road. But he improvises, switches to a sleeve gastrectomy. It's riskier, it's messier, but it works. She survives. Somehow she survives.
Your weight affects everything. I'm huge. You know, forget that I'm just overweight, but I look like a monster.
It's upside down. Her kids are practically parenting her, getting her food, helping her move, watching her struggle day in and day out. That's not childhood, that's caretaking. And you can see the resentment building. They love her, sure, but they're tired. No kid wants to play nurse. No parent wants to feel like dead weight.
I would have to put lotion on her legs and put her socks and shoes on. Kind of feels like she's handicapped. I do feel like I do more than a teenager should be doing.
Paula isn't clueless. She knows her size isn't just hurting her, it's hurting her kids too. School can be brutal, and she knows those kids are getting laughed at because of her. That shame eats at her. But then she turns around and eats anyway, because food comforts her more than reality ever has. And that's the trap. Food is Paula's escape.
It makes me happy to eat. I mean, I don't just like food, I love food. I have a relationship with food.
When it tastes good, you get this feeling that it's just...
When the world gets too loud, she hides in the fridge. That's her peace, her therapy, her everything. But that peace is poison. If she wants to watch her kids grow up, she has to walk away from the one thing that calms her down. And it gets worse, because food isn't the only pain Paula carries.
We're old together. You don't expect your husband's gonna die at 33.
This is my husband. This is him. This is Alan. He had his own struggles with his weight.
Paula watched her husband die from obesity. She saw it unfold, the suffering, the silence, the slow fade. Now she's staring down the same path, and she knows her kids are next in line for that grief. That's why she goes to doctor. Now it's not just about weight, it's about breaking the curse. But talk is cheap. Can she do it?
I'm embarrassed by my weight.
So what seems to be your challenges to lose weight?
Not eating and then eating late is probably most of it. And then I'm sure I like carbs.
Dr. Now has seen this move before. Patients with all the right words. They know every fact, every warning, every consequence, but they don't change. They think knowing is enough. He doesn't buy it. So he gives her a test, one simple task, to prove her words aren't empty.
To implement those life changes before surgery. So we're going to change your eating habit now, and we're going to see if that will work for you. You have to lose.
She talks the talk, right? Then it's time to walk. Dr. Now throws it back at her. Lose the weight. Prove you're serious. No excuses, no drama, just results. If you know what needs to be done, do it. But will she? That's where most people fall.
That's not good.
I thought the number would be lower. It's a real shock to see the weight gain.
Exactly. I mean, I know my legs are filled up with fluid right now. And because I was moving here, we've not...
Exactly as expected. Paula has an eating disorder, plain and simple. And Dr. Now calls it out. Surgery? Not yet. First, she has to face the monster head on. She has to fight for it. Because this isn't about slicing fat. It's about slicing through years of emotional baggage.
Paula knows what to do, but she's making excuses. This is very important that you understand the limitation of surgery. Unless you change your frame of mind.
Now she knows. She knows the weight won't just walk off. She knows there's no shortcut. Either she claws her way out of the hole, or she stays in it and waits to die like her husband did. Will she rise, or will she crumble? That's the moment we're all holding our breath for.
Schedule for next week or so. Until then, you need to go ahead and make sure that you follow your diet. I'm hoping you'll lose another 15, 20 pounds.
That's great.
And she did it. Paula pulled it off. She dropped the weight, changed the script, and gave her kids a shot at a mom who can actually be there. It wasn't easy. It was war. But she fought, and she won. Now she gets to live, and for once, she's not just surviving, she's finally living.
I can't get up. I can't walk. I'm trapped. I've got... my weight.
This must be humiliating. Marla has 3 grown kids, and all 3 are stuck wiping her sweat, pushing her wheelchair, lifting her legs. She's not their mom anymore. She's their responsibility, and she knows it. You can see the shame on her face. Now she's finally agreed to see doctor. Now. But even the trip itself could break her. It's that bad.
All right, Mama.
This is a whole new world for me.
Mama, you gonna have one of the kids with you in the back. Okay.
I'm really concerned.
Marla isn't stupid. She knows she's on the edge. This isn't about looking good or fitting into old jeans. It's about breathing tomorrow. If Dr. Now can't save her, that's it. Game over. And she knows it. But does she really understand what it takes to turn this around? Because survival means pain, work, and letting go of every excuse she's ever made.
That she will survive next 24 hours. This is a very dangerous situation. She is at the end of her life if we cannot do anything. Yeah, this is Dr. Nazardin. Who is this?
Let's be real. She might actually die. Lying in that bed for years turned her muscles into mush. Just getting to the hospital nearly killed her. And now, she's gotten worse. That's what people forget. When your body's that broken, even movement can be fatal. Every step forward feels like a punch to the chest, and she hasn't even started the hard part yet.
And prevent it from happening again. If another clot dislodges and go to her lung, she won't be able to survive it a second time.
Dr. Now has already saved her once, emergency surgery just to keep her heart going. But now it's time for the real battle, gastric bypass, and she can't get that unless she sheds more pounds. He's not giving her a free pass. If she wants the next shot at life, she has to earn it, and she hasn't proven she can.
I'm walking as soon as possible. This is going to be a very drastic change for her. We'll see how she does. Marla is lucky she's in hospital right now. She was months.
What does Marla do after almost dying? She skips physical therapy, doesn't try to walk, doesn't even pretend. It's like she forgot what almost killed her last time. Dr. Now is waiting for her to show some fight. But right now, she's just laying there, stuck. No movement, no effort, no results.
Alrighty, so we're gonna need to do physical therapy. Are you ready for us? No.
Is that a yes or no?
Not yet. Not yet. They need to understand that it has to happen in my...
Dr. Now says it plain, get up and move. But for Marla, that's like telling her to fly. She's been in that bed for years, and her mind has caged her just as much as her weight. She says she can't walk, but what she really means is she won't. And Dr. Now, he's not buying it.
We still didn't stand. We're gonna try to stand, he said, Sunday.
What seems to be issue with standing up?
The pain.
What's going to happen Sunday with your pain?
I don't know, a miracle.
Okay.
This is the moment. Dr. Now decides to go ahead with the surgery anyway, even though she hasn't changed anything. Why? Because he's terrified she'll die before she ever starts trying. That's how close she is to the edge. He's betting on the surgery to spark something. But what if it doesn't? What if it's just another thing she wastes?
Go.
Okay.
Very good.
The last time I saw my mom walk was a year ago. I'm really glad my mom is at least trying today.
And here we are. Same bed, same excuses, same silence. Marla won't get up, won't change. She's made her choice. Dr. Now is done. He gave her everything, and she gave nothing back. No more pep talks, no more chances. If she wants to rot in that bed, that's on her now.
I'm embarrassed of my body. I don't want anybody to see it. I mean, I look completely different than anybody else.
This is a horrible life for Charity. She can barely even stand on her own 2 feet. Basic things, bathing, dressing, walking, are now impossible. Her family stares at her like she's some sideshow. Her daughter? She's not just tired, she's done. Watching your mom fall apart like this can break anyone.
I never used to take her weight seriously until a couple months ago when I actually saw how much pain she's in.
You get the hand out.
It makes me worry about her. I just want her to be healthy so she can be around.
Charity makes me happy and I love being around her.
Charity knows she's living on borrowed time. She can't keep hiding from it anymore. So she makes the call, packs her shame, her desperation, and heads to Houston. Because if Dr. Now doesn't help her, who will? What does he even see when she walks in? A woman? Or a walking emergency?
How do you feel?
I feel okay.
Let me take a look at your stomach. Any pain or discomfort in here? Tell me about your eating habits.
Dr. Now wastes no time. Charity's got open sores that are getting worse. That's how close she is to being completely bedbound. And once that happens, recovery is a fantasy. But first, she needs to get weighed. And let's be honest, the scale is going to be brutal.
Now the other side. All right, 778. Okay. Charity is almost 800 pounds. If I send her home, I'm concerned this may be the last time I see her.
Now it's time for the commandments of weight loss. No fast food, no junk, no outside meals. Dr. Now makes it clear, this is war. But Charity has known food her whole life. It's been comfort, it's been escape. Can she really cut ties now that her life depends on it?
And the weight going in the right direction now, but we have been making choices for her for the last month. Long-term success is far more likely for a patient who...
Back home, the journey begins, and it's rough. The fridge is full, the cravings don't stop, and old habits don't die easy. But Charity knows what's at stake. One slip, and it's over. One cheat meal, and all that progress evaporates. Will she fight, or will she fold?
I was hoping to have lost more. I don't know if this means I'm done and the doctor can't help me.
How are you today?
Depressed.
Well, why are you depressed?
Because my weight is up to 709.
You didn't lose the amount of weight I want you to.
18 pounds down. That's enough to impress Dr. Now. He finally believes she's serious, so he approves her for surgery, but not without warning. Her size makes it risky. Her heart might not handle it. One wrong move, and it's game over. But she signs up anyway.
These patients are heavy, and they got a lot of pressure on the cardiovascular system. Sometimes it's very difficult to breathe for him after you put him to sleep, but it's not as high at risk as not doing any procedure on her. Now we're gonna see if we can get into the abdominal cavity.
The surgery went well, miraculously. Charity pulled through. But this isn't the end. Now she has to stay the course, eat right, move more, fight harder. Will she push through the fatigue, the cravings, the self-doubt, or fall right back where she started?
I'm so excited to hear what the doctor's gonna say.
How y'all doing? Charity, your weight is down enough for us to do your skin surgery. So I'm gonna approve you, and we're gonna schedule you for next month. This surgery will help Charity a lot.
She did it. She stuck with it, lost enough weight to finally get skin surgery and treat those raw, painful sores. The road was hell, but she crawled out of it. It wasn't pretty, but real change never is. Charity proved she could fight, and this time, she won.
That normal people take for granted, like walking to the bathroom. This is my bed, this is my bathroom, this is my dinner table.
Despite having a fully functioning body underneath all that weight, Penny now lives like someone with a severe disability. She can't dress herself, can't bathe alone, can't move from the bed without help. Her husband has stopped being a partner. He's now her nurse. The love is buried under resentment, routine, and sheer exhaustion. And deep down, they both know it.
Been many years now since we've actually slept in the same bed.
Right there hurts.
Right now, I'm her full-time caregiver, so I can't go out and earn money. We're just living on her disability.
Penny isn't just stuck, she's circling the drain. Her health is on the line, and her husband knows exactly how close she is to dying. He's terrified, but also burned out. She has one shot at saving her life, and it's Doctor. Now, but will she listen? Will she even try? Or is she just going to keep eating herself into the grave?
Hey.
You glad you're here now?
I have to tell you, doctor, when you and I spoke, you ended the call with, I'm gonna help you. And that meant everything to me. Those words gave me the strength to come.
Dr. Now has seen a lot, but Penny's case? It's a minefield. She can't walk, can't stand, and worse, there's something off here, something deeper. Dr. Now is starting to think this isn't just about food. There's manipulation, control, and maybe even denial at play. And it's making everything harder.
Here's 85.7. That's very big. Let me check a couple things on you, okay? Can you move your feet for me?
Well, yes and no.
He knew it would be rough. That's why he locked her in the hospital with no access to junk food, no enablers, just medical staff and a controlled diet. It was her only chance. But Penny? She's fighting the hospital staff, nitpicking meals and acting like she's being punished. The results? You can guess.
Absolutely missing a role.
Penny done very well. She lost 40 pounds in heroin. She still has a lot of issues, but now she's proven she can lose weight. She needs to be able to walk.
To her credit, Penny did fight. She dropped some weight, but the surgery was never the end game. The real battle is afterward. Can she stop the cravings? Can she stop lying to herself? Because if she goes back to the same food habits, the weight will be back. And this time, it'll kill her faster.
Surgery that I'm gambling with time now to get time later, but I have to do whatever it takes.
What's mommy giving you when I come back? One of these, right?
Yep.
I love you now. I want Ed to be just my husband and no longer my caretaker.
Dr. Now expected basic logic. Surgery plus discipline equals a better life. But Penny had her own fantasy formula. Surgery plus sitting in bed eating the same way magically equals weight loss. She thought just being cut open was enough. But Dr. Now doesn't deal in fantasies. He deals in reality, and Penny's is crumbling fast.
She does have a diet, bariatric soft, 1,200 calories.
What is it?
Bariatric soft diet, 12.
Why am I on a soft diet?
Orders that he
needs to get his poop in a group or else I'm gonna order something.
It's not just about food anymore. Penny has a wall in her mind. Thick, tall, and built over years of excuses. She won't climb it, she won't break it, and after a while, she just stops trying. She taps out of the whole journey, not with a scream, but with silence and lies.
What are you doing like that, Lo?
Really, your belly doesn't look like you have lost anything.
Oh my God, I used to wad like this to take my needles and now it's this.
Penny's not really making the changes that...
By the end, the truth is ugly. Penny lied to everyone. Her husband, Doctor, now the cameras, even herself. She's still in that bed, still living like a ghost, and still blaming the world for a life she refuses to change. Sometimes the show ends with a miracle, not this time.
Being overweight for so many years, it's depressing. My knees just ache, joints like they just grinding. Try not to move about as much as I can. I just get out of breath.
You can't really get his pain unless you've lived it. He's not just big, he's trapped in his own body. Every move hurts, every breath is a task. He feels useless, like dead weight in his own home. And the worst part? He doesn't even believe he's worth saving anymore.
And that's when I got so concerned. James wasn't overweight as a baby. He was kind of skinny or...
The pain got so bad, James once asked his own mother to shoot him, not out of anger, out of mercy. He wanted her to put him down like an injured dog. Just imagine how low you have to be to say something like that to your mother. That's beyond hopeless. That's devastation.
He started gaining a little bit. He went from a slim to a size 12 husky, just almost overnight.
In middle school, I guess I was probably about 200. And then when I was probably about 16, I was about...
Looking at his lifestyle, it adds up. James worked from home, barely moved, and sank into comfort eating. The pounds piled on while he stayed glued to his chair, and now he's drowning in his own body. He knows he can't do it alone, so he calls Doctor. Now, the last card in his deck.
We're gonna go right this way.
I thought it'd be a whole lot less.
Hello. Hello. James, I'm Dr. Sarden.
James.
Nice to meet you, Doctor. I'm Maggie. I'm his brother.
Dr. Now has seen this story before. His father died from obesity, and now he is headed straight down that same road. What's the link? His mother. She's the one keeping him fed, enabling the spiral. Dr. Now doesn't sugarcoat it. He calls it exactly how it is. Enabling kills.
James is not going to be able to survive much longer at this weight. Things have to change. They have to change now. But he's over 700 pounds. He's very high risk for surgery.
James hears all of it, and now the pressure's on. He's got to make a choice. Keep living like this and slowly die, or start doing the hard, ugly work of losing weight. He no longer has time to waste. No more excuses. No more pity. It's time to see what he's really made of.
I'm alone because I know it'd be hard on her. And I don't want to end up like my sister and my father. And I don't really think that she could make it to another one. So I have to do it.
And he steps up. He grinds, cuts the weight, pushes through the pain, and it pays off. James becomes eligible for weight loss surgery. It's a second chance, a shot at freedom. The only question now is, will the surgery go smoothly or will his body betray him again?
I hope it's as much as I need for the doctor to do my surgery. Oh my gosh.
So, James, you seem like you tried to make some changes.
Yes, sir.
Super. I'm encouraged by how much weight James lost last month.
Success. He gets the bypass, and for the first time in years, he's looking forward. You can see the change in him. He's smiling again. And guess what? He even has a girl over. That's how you know he's starting to feel alive. Things are finally shifting.
So when do you think you're gonna get out? Have they told you?
Not yet. I met this gal online, and we've been talking for a while, and I think things are going well between me and her.
James got a new lease on life. He's moving more, eating less, and even opening up to love again. That's something he couldn't imagine just months ago. The road ahead won't be easy, but now he knows he can walk it, and he doesn't have to walk it alone.
Chinese tonight.
Oh, good. Here, take these.
When I came back home after my injuries, I had no direction.
Some moments on My 600-Pound Life are so intense, so emotional, or just plain unbelievable you have to see them to believe them. From shocking weigh-ins to jaw-dropping transformations and explosive confrontations, these scenes had viewers frozen in place. These are the moments that left everyone speechless, and you won't believe they actually happened. This is Mike's journey. According to him, there's no feeling in the world quite like taking that first bite of food after going without it for a while. Mike is 37 years old, and believe it or not, he weighs over 700 pounds. His weight has gotten so extreme that he's had to relocate to his parents' basement. It's the only part of the house that can accommodate him. The big question now is, can the doctor turn things around for him? Here's where it all starts.
So lots of mornings when everyone else is getting ready to start their day, I am still up playing games or watching TV. Stuff like that helps me with my depression. Not as much as eating does, but it helps me shut my brain off.
That's definitely no way for anyone to live, because Mike rarely leaves the basement. He's lost all sense of time. Sometimes he even forgets what day it is. Apart from eating, the only thing that takes his mind off his situation is playing video games. He chooses to stay downstairs because it allows him to isolate himself from others and escape the harsh reality of how much his weight has changed his life. It's truly heartbreaking.
The hardest thing I put myself through in the day because I'm too big for the bathroom. And then we have a tiny corner shower I try to squeeze myself into. And then it's hard to get water over most of my body. I have to move around to get it all over.
Whew! I honestly can't imagine having to deal with this kind of struggle just to take a bath every morning. For Mike, his usual morning routine starts with climbing out of the basement, ordering enough breakfast to feed at least 5 people, and then trying to clean himself up. Bathing is one of the toughest tasks for him because the bathroom is far too cramped, making it nearly impossible for him to fit in and wash all the folds on his body.
Size has always been an issue. I am second of 5 kids. I have 2 younger brothers, older sister, younger sister. I am and always have been the big guy in the family.
Wow, hitting 102 pounds at just 6 years old is pretty shocking. Food has played a major role in Mike's life since day one. He was always a big eater as a child, and unfortunately, his mom didn't do much to help the situation. She would constantly pack his lunchbox with extra food, which only encouraged his growing love for eating. It's clear that she unintentionally contributed to his early food habits.
And that's when I picked football as my only sport. My coach signed me up for weightlifting, and I focused all on football. All of a sudden, my size was a good thing. By the time I was 16, I was 275 pounds.
It's clear that food had a strong influence on Mike's life. As he got older, he became very active in sports, and surprisingly, he was actually quite talented. His dad made sure to attend every one of his games, never missing a single match. Because he was so physically capable and athletic, his weight didn't seem like a problem at the time. He could do just about anything he wanted, so watching his diet wasn't even on his radar.
Depression started, and to deal with that depression, that's when the binge eating happens. That first year being told I can't play football anymore, I probably gained 150 pounds.
That must have been an incredibly tough and heartbreaking experience. Mike earned a football scholarship, and for a while, life was looking up. But during one of his practices, he suffered a concussion. Still, he pushed through until he got another one. That second injury forced doctors to tell him he could no longer play. Losing football meant losing his scholarship, and he had no choice but to move back in with his parents. The loss of the sport he loved left him in a deep depression, and food became his emotional escape.
When I left rehab, I had lost 85 5 pounds. And I went from 610 pounds down to 530. And that's what I stayed at constantly for the next year and a half, 2 years.
It honestly felt like life just kept throwing punches at Mike. He got married and built a beautiful family, but even that didn't stop his unhealthy eating habits. His wife warned him that if he didn't take control of his health, she would have to leave. He tried to make changes, but ultimately, he couldn't stick to them. She ended up walking away, and that sent his depression spiraling. He lost his family and everything that mattered to him.
It's taken every bit of energy for me to do this, and I'm worried about how long it's going to take me to recover from all this, because I still have the trip back. I know I need help to lose weight and turn things around, and Dr. Now is going to be one of the last places I'll be able to get that help.
What's encouraging now is that Mike is finally taking steps to change. He and his father made the trip to Houston to meet with Dr. Now. Unfortunately, Mike's body was under so much stress that they had to cut the journey short. Now staying in a hotel, Mike is filled with fear, worried that his condition might be beyond help, but his motivation is strong. He just wants to turn his life around and be a father to his kids again. Let's see how that first visit goes.
Too much. You should be able to lose 100 pounds in 2 months. And if you do that, then we will move ahead with you and start you on my weight loss program.
Okay.
But being in Ohio, taking such a long trip, it's going to put a lot of strain on your body.
It looks like Mike's initial meeting with Dr. Now went pretty smoothly. He weighed in at 745 pounds, and the doctor made it clear, serious changes are needed. Dr. Now put him on a strict diet plan and assigned him a workout routine. The immediate goal? Drop 100 pounds within the next 2 months. If Mike can hit that target, he'll qualify for the hospital's weight loss program and eventually surgery.
You diet and you're not falling off the track, and that is not the reason for you not coming because you're not losing any weight, then I'm going to give you an extra month.
Mike's got a new challenge ahead of him. He couldn't make it to his next appointment because he's dealing with custody issues, but Dr. Now didn't let that slide. He told Mike that he now needs to lose an additional 50 pounds before showing up at the hospital again. That brings the total weight loss target to 150 pounds before surgery is even an option. Let's cross our fingers for him.
At my last weight check-in, I was at 745 pounds, and my goal for today ended up being to lose 125 pounds total.
We can step up on the scale, please.
So that means I need to be at 620 pounds by now.
Wow, that's actually pretty impressive. Mike didn't quite hit the 150-pound mark, but losing 103 pounds is still a massive achievement. You can see how proud he is of how far he's come. He's hopeful that this progress will be enough for Doctor Now to give him the green light for surgery and allow him to make a permanent move to Houston. Now all eyes are on Dr. Now's decision.
So let's work to get yourself ready for your weight loss surgery.
Sounds good to me.
Nice to see you guys.
Nice
Thank
meeting
you.
you too.
I am very happy to see the progress Mike has made so far.
This is Bianca's journey. She's fully aware that her addiction to food is destroying her health, and she knows that if she doesn't take action soon, it might be too late. But mustering up the strength and motivation to make a change feels nearly impossible. Bianca is 36 years old, and she doesn't even know what her current weight is. Can she turn her life around before things spiral any further? Let's find out how it all begins.
But it makes me sad because I have 2 young kids, Simeon, who's 5, and Marcia, who's almost 2. And I want to get up and go see them first thing each morning, but I can't. I have to rely on my boyfriend Ramonte to check on them.
Yikes! It's no wonder Bianca dreads her mornings. She wakes up in constant pain, and even the simplest morning routine wears her out. She has to stop frequently just to catch her breath while getting ready. Her boyfriend ends up handling the kids in the morning because she physically can't, and that's become a source of frustration for him. As much as Bianca wants to be active and playful with her kids, her weight holds her back.
When I have to use the bathroom, I leave the door open so Ramonte can hear me in case I need him. That's the most humiliating time for me when I need help like that. So I try to operate on my own because that type of help.
And that's the heartbreaking contradiction. What causes her so much physical pain is also what gives her comfort. Just the smell of food seems to ease every ache and bring her a moment of peace. But the truth is, she may need to find a new source of joy, because the very thing that soothes her is slowly destroying her body and her life.
You slow down.
Slow down?
Yeah.
For what? I don't want to stop because when I eat, I feel peace, I feel joy, I feel happiness. But then when I'm done eating, that's when I get depressed and the sadness sets in.
It's on honestly hard to believe she's thinking about lunch after finishing a meal that could feed a small crowd. Bianca's love for food runs deep, but can you really blame her? It's the one thing that gives her happiness, until the plate is empty. That's when the guilt kicks in. She gets overwhelmed with regret and sadness about how much she ate. And how does she cope with that depression? She eats again. And so, the vicious cycle continues.
I was very happy about my stepdad because I felt like I had a parent around who I could trust when my mom went to drinking. But towards the end of high school, my mom got very sick. She had developed something called neuropathy.
That must have shattered her completely. It's hard to fault her for turning to food after going through something so devastating. Bianca lost both her mother and stepfather. Her mom passed away from a cardiac arrest, and that loss crushed her world because she was incredibly close to her. The only way she knew to cope with that overwhelming pain was the one thing she's most familiar with: eating.
That started when I was pregnant with my second child with Ramonte.
Oh, look at that bread. Butter bread. I met Bianca on a gastric sleeve chat.
It's both heartbreaking and hopeful at the same time. Bianca and her boyfriend both underwent weight loss surgery in the past because they struggled with their weight. While her boyfriend's surgery was a success, hers didn't go as planned. Then she got pregnant with their daughter, which completely halted her progress. Ultimately, she ended up gaining even more weight than before.
The person she used to be. Can you imagine being a Arabian horse, strong, ready to run, but you stuck in the body of an elephant? Bianca's like that.
Bianca's boyfriend clearly believes in her. Even though she can't spend as much time with their kids as she wishes, there's no denying what a devoted mom she is. This gives her boyfriend hope that if she commits to losing weight, she could truly turn her life around. The key now is for Bianca to find the motivation to start. Without it, she may not be around to care for her children much longer.
And I know that if I don't die and I don't lose this weight, I'll be bedridden and I'll end up in a nursing home. And I refuse to end up in a nursing home or bedridden. I know that Monte tries to be strong for me.
It seems Bianca finally understands how urgent her situation is. She's terrified her boyfriend might wake up one day to find her lifeless beside him. What scares her the most is not wanting her children to suffer the same pain she endured after losing both her parents. It looks like she's finally found the motivation she needs and is ready to start making healthier choices.
Now you got a long way to go. Come on. Second floor.
Man, you can tell she's worn out and running on empty. After deciding to make the trip to Houston to see Dr. Now, Bianca and her boyfriend set out early, hoping to arrive on time. But after a few hours on the road, her body is starting to give out. They had to pause the journey so she could rest and eat something. It's clear this isn't going to be an easy road.
If I get this chance, hopefully my starting point isn't a lot higher than I expected.
Step up on the scale, please.
I think I should be around 600, so that's the range I'm expected to be at today.
That number wasn't what they were hoping to see. After a stressful trip, Bianca and her family finally arrive at the hospital. She hasn't weighed herself in quite some time and is nervous about what the scale will show. When she steps on, it reads 604 pounds. Her boyfriend's disappointment is obvious. Now, the big question is, can Dr. Now help Bianca turn things around?
Want to lose at least 40 to 50 pounds easily in 1 month. But your goal is only to lose 55 pounds in 2 months. So if you stick into the diet, there's no excuse for you not to lose that.
You heard the doctor loud and clear. He's given Bianca everything she needs to succeed in losing weight. At this point, it's all up to her. She's been put on a strict diet and given a workout plan to follow. Her target is to shed 55 pounds before her next appointment in a month. Now, the real test is how badly Bianca wants this surgery.
My exercises I do 3 times a day. When I very first started, I was just in here and my son, he just said, "Mama, can I do it?" He just does it right there along with.
This is such a beautiful sight. For the first time in a while, Bianca is getting some quality time with her son. She's been sticking to her diet and is keeping up with her exercises. It's clear she's serious about making a change. Her next appointment with Dr. Now is just a month away. Let's hope she reaches the weight loss goal set for her.
Bianca?
At my first appointment with Dr. Now 2 months ago, I weighed 604 pounds. And then Dr. Now gave me a goal to lose 55 pounds by today to show that I'm taking control.
She's just a few pounds shy of hitting her goal, but honestly, she's made some solid progress. Losing weight is never easy, and the fact that she's managed to drop some pounds is something to be proud of. She didn't quite reach the target the doctor set, but at least she recognizes the effort she put in. Now, let's hope the doctor acknowledges the hard work she's done so far.
That'll be good. Okay. And if you determine that, then you will need to move down to here. And if you stay on track up to that point, then we will move ahead with weight loss surgery for you once you're down here.
That went better than expected. Doctor now noticed that Bianca really did put in the effort to lose the weight she managed. His current concern is that she might have scar tissue on her stomach from her previous weight loss surgery. To make sure her body is ready for another surgery, he plans to perform an endoscopy before giving his final approval.
Stretch her sleeve tremendously. That's one of the reasons that she's not losing weight. The other issue is that Bianca does have a significant amount of scar tissue from her previous weight loss surgery.
That's definitely good news. The doctor completed the endoscopy and discovered that Bianca does have quite a bit of scar tissue from her earlier surgery. However, he reassured her that the scar tissue won't stop him from performing the weight loss surgery. Now, all that's left is for her to slim down enough so the procedure can go ahead. That's really encouraging news.
The first operation, we need to make sure that she's not going to fail the second operation. And dealing with her emotional issues is the only way to make sure of that. So that's what we need to do long term.
This is Julian's story. Every time Julian catches his reflection, he feels disgusted with himself. He struggles to believe how he let himself get so heavy. Trust me when I say he truly hates the way his life is. To him, it feels like a nightmare. He's 33 years old and weighs over 700 pounds. The only thing that keeps him going is food. Can Dr. Now help Julian? Let's find out. This is how his journey starts.
So my breathing is limited, so I only get up for limited things, really. The main one being, that's one of my passions, and it's something I'm good at.
I won't lie, that meal actually looks like it could turn me into a food addict. It's that good. Julian's wife absolutely loves his cooking and says he's the best cook she knows. His morning routine includes making breakfast together with her. He takes things slow because he runs out of breath quickly and wants to avoid fainting. With his size, a fall could be disastrous.
And that's what we eat. Me and Irma also live with also cook for them at times too. But I mostly cook for Irma. We're always together.
Now we understand why he takes his first meal seriously. Julian finds comfort in food. In his own words, food brings him immense pleasure and happiness. It's a huge part of his life because when he eats, he feels protected from any harm. That's why he's always eating something, every chance he gets. For him, eating feels like pure bliss.
I wish I can do more on my own, but sometimes I have no choice. I'm like this now with my body and how I let it get like this. I feel disgusted.
What brings Julian joy is also slowly destroying him. He feels ashamed having to ask his wife for help washing up in the bathroom. His wife worries he might push himself too far and accidentally hurt himself while trying to bathe, so she makes sure to be there whenever he needs her, ready to assist right away.
He had to fight the battle of being not the man of the house because the husband came. They had their little battles.
But I tolerated him in ways I knew to do that.
Having to face bullies must have been really tough for Julian. His serious eating struggles began when his mom remarried. At first, his stepdad was kind and caring, but things quickly changed as his true nature showed. Dealing with a difficult home life and bullying at school made Julian turn to food as his only escape.
Right after that, my mom and my sisters moved down, and I felt like at that time, when I was about 20, 21, we started to be a family. Just me, my mom, and grandma, and my sisters.
That was probably the worst blow for Julian. After his stepdad was arrested, his family moved in with him. Just when things seemed to improve, another setback happened. Julian applied for a job as an electrician. He was top of his class, but when the company saw how heavy he was, they turned him down.
What I didn't understand was when I stayed the night, he must have just got pissed off and cussed me out. I didn't think I did anything wrong, so I left.
From his facial expression, you can tell that he feels sad he was not able to get the wedding he wanted. His wife's granddad never liked him. From the very first day he saw Julian, he made it clear that he did not like the fact that he was with his granddaughter. Julian felt attacked and decided to leave, but as true love would have it, his wife left her granddad and decided to be with Julian, who is now the love of her life.
At my size, my chance to have kids could pass me, and that's the most heartbreaking for me. So I know I have to lose the weight, but that's easier said than done. What I'm going to eat next.
It breaks my heart to hear that. Julian's wife feels like she is slowly losing her husband. She is worried that one day she might wake up and her husband is not going to be by her side. Julian is also worried that he might not be able to have a family of his own with his wife. His current size makes it almost impossible for him to have a family, and he knows that he needs to lose weight. But like we always say, it's easier said than done.
I know the odds of something very bad happening to me, so I tell myself every day, you know what, forget the dangers outside. I'm gonna just get up at 6 in the morning and go walk like I should be doing.
It's a good thing that he knows time is not on his side, and he has to make some changes so things can get better for him and his wife. His wife missed their intimate moments, and it makes her sad that they can no longer have that because Julian has become so big. Julian is finally ready to take the bold step, and he hopes that meeting up with Dr. Now will yield a positive outcome. Fingers crossed, I guess.
I'm at Dr. Now's for my first, and I'm about to find out what my weight's up to.
Your weight is 830.
It's crazy.
We're going to room 5.
You can see the shock on both their faces. They were not expecting to see something that high. After a very stressful journey, Julian and his wife made it to the hospital. Julian goes on to check his weight on the scale, and what he sees is unbelievable. He thought he was going to be under 750 pounds. He hops on the scale, and it reads that he weighs 830 pounds. His wife immediately becomes speechless because she can't believe that he weighs that much.
We're not going to move ahead with you. So we'll set up an appointment at a clinic in Tucson for you to get your weight checked. And if you made it to your goal, then the next step is you're going to have to move down to Houston.
Is Julian really cut out for all of this? Some part of me feels like this is not going to be easy for him. Dr. Now explains to him that he is already too big and won't have a lot of time left if he doesn't start to make changes. He wants Julian to lose 100 pounds in the next 2 months before he agrees to approve him for weight loss surgery and asks him to move down to Houston. Let's see if Julian can stick to the diet.
I hate to get hit by you.
Okay, I'm done.
So I'm gonna keep working at this a little bit so that when I go to the doctor and get my weight, need to be so I can move to Houston.
Haha. Julian looks like he could pass out any minute from now. But one thing we can't deny is the fact that he is giving it all he has so he can meet the weight loss goal the doc gave him. What's even more beautiful is the fact that his wife is also with him on the weight loss journey. At this point, you can even call them the power couple. Well, let's hope that all the effort he is putting in is going to get him approved for weight loss surgery.
In my last appointment 2 months ago, I was 830, and Dr. Now told me to lose 100 pounds. If I succeed, I'll be under 730 today.
That's not good. That's not good at all. Julian goes to a local clinic not too far from the house to check his weight progress. He is optimistic that he has lost enough weight to get him approved for weight loss surgery. He hops on the scale, and sadly, the scale is unable to read his weight because he exceeds the scale limit. Looks like he's going to need to put in more work, but first, let's see what the doc thinks about his progress.
So there's not much we can do if you don't change your eating habits. So whatever you're eating, cut back and eat less. And I'm going to give you another 2 months to lose 100 pounds from 830.
Well, that pretty much says it. Dr. Now is not happy about his progress. He tells Julian that the only way he can be approved for weight loss surgery is if he meets the goal and can show that he is actually ready to lose weight. The doc then tells Julian to go over the diet and stick to it. I guess this is his second chance to redeem himself in Dr. Now's eyes.
Know what more I can do at this point.
Julian?
Yes.
Come on back.
Love you too.
$714.2.
Thank you.
Yay! And finally he meets the mark. Man. For a second there, I was starting to think that Julian was not going to meet this goal this time around. Guess he proved us wrong. Julian goes to the clinic to have his weight checked for a second time, and he has been able to lose 116 pounds, which is even more than the doc wanted him to lose. Well, let's see if the doc approves him and he can pack his things and move down to Houston.
If I lose more weight, continue just eating the correct way that he would end up approving me for weight loss surgery. Main thing I'm looking forward to. Dr. Now was to move to Houston.
Even Dr. Now knows that he has his work cut out for him. It won't be easy treating Steven, and his past misbehaviors make the task all too daunting. Let's check in on Steven, because this isn't just about a patient who's overweight. It's about someone who's actively sabotaging their own recovery and making everyone around him miserable while doing it. Dr. Now has seen a lot, but Steven, he's in a whole other category of chaos.
His brother Justin is over 600 pounds, and he's also coming with him.
If you are this obese, you certainly shouldn't even be thinking of eating pizza. But Steven doesn't think so. Here is what happens when Steven finally arrives at the hospital to see Dr. Now. He shows up with fast food habits still in full swing and absolutely no shame about it. And when Dr. Now tries to reason with him, it's like talking to a wall that's covered in grease, denial, and excuses. This isn't a checkup, it's a showdown.
It was quite the ride. The bed broke and they had to put like center blocks underneath.
I see that. Where is your pain?
My legs, but more so on the right side.
Okay, let's get you in and check you out.
Yeah, sorry Dad, Steven doesn't look like he's feeling good at all. At the same time, Justin, who is also morbidly obese, has been admitted by the doctor too. But now Steven is crying because his dad is leaving him. And the wild part? His tears aren't about his health or his future. They're about losing the emotional crutch he's leaned on his entire life. Steven's falling apart, but he's still trying to drag everyone down with him.
Yes, call for the nurse. I'd like to go for a walk, please.
I'm just ready to go and get back home. And I don't need help like this, Steven does. So I'm not staying here. I'm getting admitted to the hospital.
Steven looks really sad, and his fear of death is real. At over 600 pounds, he is at real risk of death, and this may be the very last time he sees his family. Thankfully, Steven doesn't die, but he doesn't get better either. He is still obese, he talks like he's scared, but every decision he makes screams the opposite. It's the kind of internal war where you wonder if he even wants to win. He's surviving, but barely.
I tried to stay on my best behavior for the past month. I know I'm still having my bad days, and the hospital isn't happy about that. But it's ridiculous what I have to do to get people to respond around here.
The fact that Steven is sick and still being so horrible to care workers is ridiculous. Dr. Now isn't going to take this, and he is going to tear Steven a new one, because you don't get to mistreat the very people trying to save your life and still expect sympathy. Steven's acting like the victim, but he's the one throwing verbal punches, and Dr. Now, he's had it up to here.
I sometimes get frustrated. I tell him, if I act like a kid, I want you to treat me like a kid.
How old are you?
I'm 33 years old.
So it's time for you to grow up.
But will Steven stop his horrible behavior to the hospital staff? Fat chance of that. He continues to curse at them and make a lot of mess. He just keeps being a nuisance. It's like he thinks the world owes him something, like he's a guest, not a patient. Nurses are exhausted, the staff is fed up, and the tension is thick enough to slice through. At this point, Steven's not just hurting himself, he's poisoning the entire environment.
They took my tray somewhere because my table's a mess in my yard. Is my tray still out there?
Yeah, I think I saw it in the station.
What the hell? This is so annoying. Did someone bring in my tray?
This is such a mess. Even the hospital staff say they have never seen anyone as crazy as Steven. At this point, even Dr. Now cannot take his behavior anymore, and he takes the nuclear option. And when Dr. Now hits that point, you know it's serious. He's not threatening, he's warning. One more outburst, and Steven is done. No more second chances. No more patience. It's the clinic or the street.
Behavior. You got a whole host of complaints from the nurses that you need to change your behavior. You haven't.
I know that, and I apologize for it.
Apology mean nothing. You come here for help.
Dr. Now isn't having it at all. He isn't going to put up with Steven's attitude for one more day, and he has even threatened dropping him off at a homeless shelter. This is his last chance, and he isn't even getting better. So how does he do at the end of the program? Because the weight isn't dropping, the attitude isn't changing, and time is running out. Dr. Now doesn't play games, and Steven is one tantrum away from burning every bridge he's got left.
Princess called me to tell me how Steven is abusing the system to get painkillers. He also missed the last appointment with me and has been turning away the psychologists when they have come to see him.
Yeah, that doesn't make it better, Steven. In the end, Steven couldn't get to his weight goal and wasn't successful at the program. If only he could have stopped annoying his caregivers and paid a little more attention to not eating pizza. It's not even about food at this point. It's about every opportunity he blew, every person he pushed away, and every excuse he clung to instead of changing. And the saddest part? He still doesn't get it.
This is the lymphedema in my right leg, and I have it on the side. It disgusts me to look at my legs.
When the lymphedema came on, that was the turning point. That's when things really got bad.
I can't take care of myself any longer. You squished that one.
It is difficult to imagine someone living like this, but this is the life that Christina lives. The only hope she has now is for Doctor, now to admit her and put her on his program. But will it be that easy? But first, more about her life. Because this isn't just about numbers on a scale, it's about survival. Christina is barely living, trapped in a body that's breaking down. The door to help is right there, but walking through it won't be simple.
Sister, he was just funny and someone that I could get along with, and we've been together ever since.
When I first met her, I didn't think nothing about her weight. It was kind of love at first sight. She's smart, pretty, intelligent.
And it looks like even her husband is contributing to her weight gain, as she's gained even more after she got married. Now, let's see what Dr. Now thinks of this case, because the pattern is clear. Comfort turns into enabling, love turns into slow destruction, and no one around her is strong enough to say no. Every pound she's gained has come with someone's silence, and Dr. Now isn't about to stay quiet.
You're considering weight loss surgery, huh? We need to understand what the surgery is going to do and what kind of changes we have to make the surgery work. Who bring you the food? Who does?
The message is simple. Doctor Now knows that her mom and her husband are enabling her, and he wants them to get a job and stop stuffing her face with food. Now, does that work? Let's see. Because Dr. Now doesn't pull punches. He's not just treating Christina's body. He's trying to rip the leash out of the hands of two people who claim to love her while slowly killing her with kindness. If they can't change, neither can she.
So instead of hoping that you lost 30 pounds, you gained 17 pounds. What happened?
I think it's mainly fluid, because I did good once I got back.
Yeah, Christina is surrounded by people who keep enabling her worst habits. They don't tell her no, they fetch her food when she wants, and they keep her as comfortable with her weight as possible. And this, of course, causes a massive meltdown. It's not just emotional, it's volcanic. The moment anyone even hints at accountability, the whole system falls apart. Christina's trapped in a cycle of dependence, and breaking it feels like breaking her world.
In order to gain 17 pounds. But because she's accustomed to eating a lot, they don't realize that she's still overeating.
I'm fine. Just a second.
In the home environment, nothing has worked.
And that is all Doctor Now can do. Give her a fighting chance. Do you realize how insane it is that her worst enemies were her enablers who gave in to anything she wanted? Well, Christina is now at the hospital. Here is how that goes. Because now that she's physically removed from them, the test begins. Will distance break the grip of addiction and emotional control, or will they find a way back in?
The problem we got with Christina is that always there are 5, 6 people with her, and the enabling environment is still dead.
Christina is obviously lying, and Dr. Now knows. Despite separating her from her enablers, they have returned to continue smuggling food to her, and as a result, she has only lost 4 pounds. But now she is qualified for lymphedema surgery, and here is the result. She's burning bridges and calories at the same time. The scale barely budged, but the surgery? It might just give her a second chance, if she's finally ready to stop sabotaging herself.
This is very major surgery. These masses are tricky and difficult.
I think it's going to be great for her. Hopefully, once it's all said and done, the recovery will be pretty quick and
The surgery went well, and it means that Christina can now lose even more weight now that she has more mobility. How well does she lose weight? Will she qualify for a weight loss surgery? Let's see, because now the excuses are gone. With the swelling down and movement restored, it's just her willpower, and a bathroom scale that doesn't care about intentions. Dr. Now's watching closely. This is her moment to prove herself.
No. So finally you figured out what to do to lose some weight, huh?
Yes, sir. Following your diet and being more active.
Super. I am encouraged that you lost some weight.
It was a hard few months, but it finally paid off. Christina can now get her gastric bypass and start a really new life. Here is how that surgery goes. She's been through setbacks, lies, emotional breakdowns, and manipulation, but somehow she pushed through, and now she's on the table for the procedure that changes everything. Whether she keeps the momentum or lets it slip, that's the next battle. But for now, this is her biggest win yet.
When you become as heavy as I have,
It's hard.
it's real hard. Sometimes it feels like I'm dead. I cannot do the things that normal people take for granted, like walking to the bathroom.
Penny is right. Living like this has got to be hell. She cannot stand on her own, cannot pee, cannot use the toilet, and is nearly a living dead. But how did she manage to even get this big? It didn't happen overnight. It took years of denial, emotional eating, and people around her refusing to push back. Now she's trapped in her own body, with no mobility, no dignity, and barely any hope. The only question left is, does she really want out?
Every time I had a problem, it's 1 pound, 2 pounds, 5 pounds, and I just kept going. Even as early as 2nd and 3rd grade, I knew I was heavier.
You can feel hopelessness in Penny's voice. She has a son, but she cannot really take care of him because of her weight. She cannot even go to school functions with him. This means she should be quite motivated to lose weight, right? Well, that's the heartbreaking contradiction. She says she wants to be there for him, but every action tells a different story. You want to root for her, but at what point does sympathy turn into frustration?
This is the largest fish in the market.
Okay. A normal body mass index is about 20. 35 is morbidly obese. Over 40 is super morbidly obese.
Dr. Now can already guess that Penny is surrounded by enablers who don't tell her no. He's now admitted her and says she should be able to lose 20 to 30 pounds in 1 month if she is on a strict diet. Will Penny do that? Let's see. Because this isn't just about calories, it's about control. If she follows the plan, she gets her life back. If she doesn't, well, doctor, Now's not in the business of coddling grown adults.
I know that I have to still now change everything I've ever thought about eating. I'm never starving to death. At this point, the only thing I have left to do is either lose weight or lose my life.
Great news! Now that she has lost the weight, she can now get the gastric bypass surgery and get a new lease on life. The surgery means she should be able to lose weight faster, but that isn't what happened. Instead of accelerating progress, the bypass just exposes the truth. Penny isn't mentally ready. The tool is powerful, but only if she's willing to change. And Penny? She's already stalling out.
Can I get a pudding?
And dinner?
Yeah, it's your dinner time.
She does have a diet. Bariatric soft, 1200 calories.
What is it?
Bariatric soft diet, 1200.
Why am I on a soft diet?
This is crazy. She got the bypass, which was supposed to make her feel less hungry, not more. And now she's suddenly stopped losing any weight. It is crazy. And Dr. Now has to give Penny a piece of his mind. Because this isn't just about a medical setback. This is sabotage. It's like her body got the surgery, but her mind never checked in. And now Dr. Now is running out of patience.
Miracle are happening that you haven't lost any weight.
No, I've definitely lost weight.
Well, let's check your stomach, okay?
Keep in there. Oh, you don't want to go that
Betty,
low.
really, your belly doesn't look like you have lost anything.
Oh my God.
That is a serious accusation, and it just might be true. Dr. Now thinks that Penny has found a way to tell herself that she's permanently disabled just so she won't have to lose weight. And it gets worse. Because if you can convince yourself that change is impossible, you never have to try. Penny's creating her own prison, and she's decorating the walls with excuses, and that's what really scares Dr. Now.
Penny is not making any more progress. There is no benefit for her to be here. Hopefully things will change after you get back home. Change of her mind may be a positive for her.
Even Dr. Now doesn't seem convinced that Penny will succeed. It somehow feels like he is telling her to go home because he has done his best. And now she will just have to figure out the rest. And now that Penny is home, her true colors are showing. The accountability is gone, the structure is gone, and the old habits come rushing back. It's the final test, and Penny's failing before she even gets started.
I missed being with Ed and Liam so much.
Thank you.
And voila.
Expect to be cordoned off like I was in a cage, that I wouldn't have the peace in front of the TV.
It doesn't sound like she's very glad to be home. It goes from bad to worse for Penny, and by the end of the episode, she still couldn't work and was back to her old lifestyle. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. And with Penny, it didn't. The surgery was supposed to be the turning point, but instead, it became the excuse. She had the tools, the access, the second chance, and she let it all slip through her fingers.
I hate my life. I feel like I'm living the same miserable day over and over again. I'm hardly able to move because of my size. So most of the day I can't even get up from my chair. And when I do, I'm not able to go far.
Jean is clearly living a miserable life. She is almost 40 and still relies on her mother to do everything for her because of her weight. But how did she even get this big? That kind of dependence doesn't happen overnight. It's years of emotional pain, food addiction, and enablers wrapped in family dynamics so toxic they feel normal. She's not just physically trapped, she's emotionally frozen, living in the ruins of trauma and comfort eating.
I was constantly afraid growing up, and there were a lot of reasons for that. My mom and my dad were never married, and my dad wasn't a part of my life growing up. So to support us, my mom had to start working 2 jobs.
It is a really sad story and shows just how abuse can lead to horrible life outcomes. Now, Jean has to do the hard work of trying to lose the weight. Here is how she shows up at Dr. Now's hospital. She's broken in more ways than one. Mentally worn, physically overwhelmed, barely able to walk through the front door. This isn't just a health crisis, it's a psychological war, and the enemy is her past.
Problem that you think the solution is weight loss surgery?
Because I'm too heavy and I can't do it without it.
Okay, so you decided already what the solution is for your problem. But I got news for you.
The answer is clear to Doctor. Now, Jean has to find a way to lose some weight, and she has to do it fast. But will she? Let's see. Because time isn't on her side. Her body's breaking down. Her options are shrinking, and Dr. Now isn't going to sugarcoat reality. Either she makes serious changes now, or she risks losing everything, including her life.
You're able to get a better look at the sore she has on her leg. To see that infection she has is very severe. Her overall hygiene seems to be extremely poor. Her mom says she's been trying to keep Jean clean.
Her infection and her injury has complicated her weight loss even more. Dr. Now says there is only one solution, and that is for Jean to lose weight. So does she get it? Let's see. Because pain has now entered the picture, and that makes the fight even harder. But Dr. Now doesn't let pain become an excuse. He's seen people push through worse, and he's watching to see if Jean will step up or fold.
At my last appointment, I was 702 pounds. But while I was in the hospital, I lost 53 pounds and got down to 649. Dr. Now told me to lose another 50 pounds on my own.
How did it get this bad? Instead of losing weight, she gained even more, and now Dr. Now has to deal with this sad setback. Here is what he says. He's not just disappointed, he's concerned. Jean's failing the easiest part of the program, and it's not because of her body, it's her mindset. Every gain is a sign she's not ready, or worse, doesn't really want to change.
We got you in the hospital and you lost 53 pounds. Halfway to your goal. So all you needed to do was lose the remaining 50 pounds in 6 weeks on your own to get down to your overall goal I gave you.
That math does not add up at all, and Dr. Now knows it. Jean just couldn't stop eating, and now she won't be able to get her weight loss surgery. She says one thing and does another, and Dr. Now's had enough of the smoke and mirrors. There's no medical mystery here, just too many calories and not enough accountability, and now she's lost her shot, for now.
What I want to know is why I should believe that when you have every chance to do it, but you're still lying to me. You're overeating, eating too much.
Okay, I won't overeat anymore.
Dr. Now knows that Jean is in a life and death situation, and he wants her to take her life seriously. But for some reason, Jean just can't get herself to stop eating, but she thinks she can still do it. That gap between what she says and what she does is killing her. Dr. Now sees it, and viewers see it too. Hope's not enough. At this point, she has to act, or she won't get another chance.
You're not making any progress, and you think this is something that we should...
I didn't get fat overnight, and it's not gonna take a couple weeks or a month or whatever. Everybody's different.
But Dr. Now isn't understanding her excuses at all. He knows that she isn't changing her lifestyle, and he is willing to confront that truth instead of helping Jean hide behind it, because someone has to tell her the truth, brutally, directly, and without apology. She can cry, deflect, or lash out all she wants, but Dr. Now won't let her bury the reality. She's choosing food over her future.
I've seen 9,000 people up to this point like you, and you tell me I can't understand you between the 9,000 people, that none of them are different than you.
Everybody is not
I
the
do
same.
understand you.
The tension is thick. Jean's still spinning excuses, still leaning on old patterns, while Dr. Now is slowly losing faith. He's seen success stories, and he knows what effort looks like, and this isn't it. If Jean doesn't flip the switch soon, this whole journey ends not with a breakthrough, but with a slow, painful fade.
Sometimes I dread waking up because my life is a nightmare. And I feel trapped in this body. And every day is painful.
Kelly feels like she is imprisoned right in her body. The weight makes her tired of living like this, but she has no choice. Her only hope is Dr. Now, who can hopefully get her weight loss surgery. It's a crushing existence, stuck in a body that refuses to move, surrounded by pain, isolation, and shame. She knows something has to change, but the question isn't what anymore. It's how, and more importantly, if she has the fight left to do it.
I knew I was up gaining weight, but that obviously scares me. And if Dr. Now doesn't allow me to be a patient of his, I don't know what I would do.
But will Kelly be able to do that? Will she make the sacrifices she needs to make to change her eating habits and get a new lease on life? Before she can get to that, she suffers a devastating setback. It's a painful reminder that the clock is ticking and the next mistake could be fatal. Suddenly, this isn't about weight loss anymore. It's about survival.
Come on. Come on.
I'm on the floor.
All right, Kelly, I know you're tired, but you can't let yourself get stuck in between the seats. You drop in between two of them. Kelly has probably experienced a much...
That is scary. If she doesn't get up, she won't even get the chance to lose weight. She would meet her end today, and it goes from bad to worse for her. Panic sets in, her breathing worsens, and the entire car feels like it's on edge. This is the moment where life hangs by a thread, and even Dr. Now knows, if she doesn't act now, there may not be a next time.
Just breathe, okay?
I need to be off. My knee is hurting.
Okay, just take it easy. We got some help coming, okay?
Can you push yourself backwards? Ow, ow!
Hold on.
Phew, that was scary. Kelly finally got out, and now she can start losing more weight. The next time she visits the hospital, she had better have good news, but Dr. Now thinks otherwise, because trauma alone doesn't cause change, behavior does. And while she says she wants this, Dr. Now's not seeing the effort to back it up. He's hopeful, but skeptical.
Yeah,
How you doing today?
I'm okay.
So give me an update on your activity and your eating habit. Are you making the progress you need with both of those?
Activity, yes. Eating habit, no.
Despite almost losing her life weeks ago, Kelly has still continued to eat and gain weight. But Dr. Now cannot understand why she just won't stop eating. It's like the near-death experience never happened. She's right back in the same patterns, making the same choices and expecting different results. And for Dr. Now, that's the biggest red flag of all.
The food here, so ordering out food.
Let's sort it out and so we get some idea about it. First of all, you need to decide if you want to live or die right now.
She wants to do the right thing, or whatever, but that is just obviously an excuse. She just can't be disciplined enough to lose weight, and Dr. Now cannot believe it. Every sentence is wrapped in deflection, but the scale doesn't lie, and neither does the scale. The numbers show exactly how serious she really is, and it's not enough.
Okay?
Instead of losing weight, Kelly has just gone back to gaining more weight. At this point, she is at the crossroads and needs to decide whether she will live or die. And now, Dr. Now gives her an ultimatum. No more soft warnings, no more second chances. He's drawing the line. Lose the weight now or get discharged. For Kelly, this is the fork in the road. One direction is health, the other is the end.
And a new life.
Good job. Proud of you.
I signed up to change my life, and that's my ultimate goal.
We have had Kelly in rehab.
Yes, Kelly needs to do her part. You know it, I know it. But the question is, does Kelly know it? And will she do it? Only one way to find out here, because all the surgery in the world can't fix what the mind refuses to confront. Until Kelly owns the responsibility, she's just spinning in circles, and time is running out.
Yes, all right, let's get you to the scale and see how things look. Then we'll get you on home. That's 0. 538 pounds.
Thankfully, she dug deep, did her work, and now has been approved for weight loss surgery by Dr. Now. It was a hard and long road, but Kelly eventually did it. It didn't come easy. It came through setbacks, tears, and brutally honest conversations. But in the end, she showed just enough grit to earn her shot. And now the real journey begins.
It's hard for me to breathe. It's hard for me to stand. It's hard for me to get around. Oh, Lord. It's hard for me to do normal things. My weight's handicapped me. I hurt a lot.
Chuck knows he would rather be dead than having to live like this for the rest of his life. He is in really bad shape, and his only hope now is doctor. Now that kind of statement doesn't come lightly. It's not just frustration, it's despair. He's lost mobility, pride, independence, and now even the will to keep going. And when someone gets to that point, you realize this is no longer just a weight issue.
You're over 600 pounds, huh?
Yes, sir. If you'll cut me right now, I'm ready.
What do you think gastric bypass is going to do to your eating habit?
If you eat more than you need, it's going to make you hurt.
It's a fight for survival. That is what most people don't realize. Gastric bypass isn't a miracle solution. If he doesn't fix his eating habit, a surgery wouldn't help him. Even a surgery might not be possible. And right after his hospital appointment, he goes straight to eating. It's sabotage in real time. The ink on the diet plan isn't even dry, and Chuck's already back in a drive-through mindset. It shows just how deep the addiction runs, and how much harder this road will be.
So all you can eat?
I worry about Chuck fighting those cravings.
It's a constant battle. He eats enough to feed 20 people.
Sometimes I eat stuff I shouldn't eat.
The fact that Chuck went right to eating just shows how hard his whole journey will be. If he cannot manage his appetite, he won't get anywhere. Time to see what happens at his next appointment, because no matter how many pounds he wants to lose, it all starts with one decision: to stop giving in. And so far, Chuck's instincts are still wired for comfort food, not discipline. That next weigh-in is about to get very real.
All right, so we get you prepared for your operation, okay?
Yes, sir.
Chuck, he demonstrated that he can control his eating habit, and I think he's ready for surgery.
The good news is that Chuck got his eating habits under control, and now he can get his gastric bypass and start living a much better life. But before that, the cameras caught this astonishing moment on camera. Right as Chuck was turning a corner physically, emotionally, he was unraveling. It's a moment that proves change isn't linear. You can lose weight and still lose control in other parts of your life. And the fallout, it's brutal.
I love you, boy.
We're gonna go take him home, okay?
Huh?
We're gonna take him home, okay?
Take him home. You leaving me?
You're gonna be fine.
Some wife you are.
That is a horrible thing to say to your wife. She stayed with him through the toughest moment of his life, and he now sends her away like a dog. You could hear the heartbreak in her silence. And Chuck? He looked like he didn't even realize the damage he just did. This wasn't just a slip-up. It was the moment that revealed he might be shedding pounds, but not the attitude that helped put them on in the first place.
My wife. That's it.
I know I owe her an apology.
Hello. Baby, I'm sorry. Baby, I'm sorry. Things are gonna be a lot different, a lot better. I love you.
That isn't bad at all. He did something crazy and rude, and then apologized once he left the surgery. This is a new lease on life for Chuck, and he will be needing all the help he can get. The apology doesn't fix everything, but it shows that he knows he messed up. And for someone who's spent years avoiding accountability, that's a start. Whether it's enough to rebuild trust, that's a whole different story.
Be a person that he doesn't follow the rules. Earlier, I talked to his wife. She called me asking questions when he's gonna be able to go back.
So how does Chuck do? Does he continue to improve? Or is the dynamics in his life too much for him to manage without gaining weight? Because weight loss doesn't fix your marriage, your attitude, or your history. Chuck's trying to build a new body on the ruins of an old life, and if he doesn't fix the foundation, it's all going to come crashing down again.
There's pain after surgery. I know I don't handle it well. Sometimes I lash out.
Chuck has to change. I can't handle it anymore.
Chuck may have fixed one problem, but another one is creeping up. If he wants to keep his relationship, he needs to step up, be a better man, and lose weight all at the same time. But he is failing. The pressure is building, from the scale, from his wife, from inside his own head. And Chuck is slipping, one bad choice at a time. He says he wants a new life, but the old one keeps dragging him back.
I'm eating less, but I still like good food that tastes good.
Right now, I'm gonna get me some eggs, some protein, which is healthy for you. An order of eggs and an order of bacon.
Chuck is now on the edge of two lives, one where he finally changes and one where he loses everything. The weight is still coming off, but the damage he's doing around him might be irreversible. You can watch someone shrink physically while still collapsing emotionally, and with Chuck, that's exactly what we're seeing.